Welcome in, everyone. Welcome, Stealth. So we're gonna do probably 1 or 2 games. It all depends on how much time we have. I'm guessing we're only gonna have time for 1 game before we get into Bar Fight Night. So, and once we hit Bar Fight Night, we'll probably have a little bit of an intermission and just have some time to prepare for everything. They're already doing the check-ins, so fight night will be pretty awesome. Pretty good early check-ins already. It looks like we have Lord Vedor, we have Bab Dark Knight, and we have, who's this? This is a new guy I don't think I've seen. Anyway, so we'll be doing a rundown of that later, but yeah, exciting to see. And we will be getting into, we'll probably try to do a little bit of an interview with Nebuchadnezzar to see who all is in it, and he'll give us a rundown of what's going on for fight night this week. So it'll be exciting to see. People are trying a little hard. Wow, I can't believe it's I can't believe how nice this is. How wholesome. That's a rarity. Uh-oh. We have 7, 8. We need to do a stop vote.
Choose your starting location.
We don't have enough folks. Someone ended up leaving.
Battle ended.
They left for better waters to sail the 27 seas. It was a close match. Yes, a very close match. A close match with a riveting gameplay.
Choose your starting location.
I could go air here, actually. I think, oh, but the problem is, yeah, I'm gonna go air and I'm gonna do an early bombing run. Because you can tell here we do not have the best players. We are with 0 OS, 4 OS. There's some very low level players here. So if we go Cortex, we go for some bombing runs early. Decent amounts of harassment. We can have a good impact on the game. So I think what I'm gonna strive for, getting all my mexes up, getting a decent amount of power, and then getting up a fighter wall, and then going into bombers from there. And I need to do a little bit of scouting as well, just to verify that I'm gonna have the larger amount of fighters compared to my enemy. So trying to run scouts throughout the time. What do we pause for? Hey yo! Hey yo, smart boy, what do we pause for over here?
Game started.
There we go. Okay. I may end up building a couple light laser turrets because I already know that my team's probably gonna leak.
Low power.
I don't know if I need to build an anti-air, honestly. My goal is going to be to not have to. Oh, I already got shot down by something? That's crazy. That's crazy. Good kill. Any kill that I don't have to make is a good kill. Soon I got those 10k points. What you gonna do with those juicy 10k points? What's your evil plans? What can you do with 10k? Oh, press the pause button. Making me press the pause button. So the fun thing about pressing the pause button is I will not unpause it myself. So that is completely like trolling, and that's the fun part of it.
Aircraft spotted.
So I will
Air
just
transport detected.
let whatever happens happens. I will redeem them whenever I play against you. Yeah, you could do that.
A friendly commander has fallen.
Okay, with all these leaks, I'm getting irritated as all get out. I should not have to deal with this. This is ridiculous.
Metal.
Like, come on, man. I'm overflowing metal because I keep getting shut down every single second. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how I'm overflowing metal. That's insane. I have what, 3 fighters right now? That's just insane.
Low power.
My goodness, I need power so badly right now. This is crazy. The leaks are so insane. Like, my word. Okay, I want to do a scout really quick to find out where we are as far as fighters go. They have a bit of a wall. I think I can potentially beat them on that side of things. We'll see. I definitely want to make sure I have a bit more than I have now. Right now I'm at 16. I want to get to a good... We'll do probably 30 before I end up pushing. The amount of metal deposit around here is insane. Like, they're raiding a lot for sure, but they're not... Oh, great. Okay, how many fighters do I have? I'm at 24 fighters. I definitely want more. We're at 30 fighters now. Okay, we're getting shot down a little bit. Here, that's not good, obviously. We're gonna try to do an attack though. We're gonna try to do a fighter push and see if we can't nail his army. Okay, he definitely has more fighters than us. Good to know. Glad we didn't send in the boys.
No power.
Yeah, rip me. That appears to be what's happening. Plenty of ripping me going on. Oh my word, look at this. This is insane, the amount of leaks. I feel like I'm surrounded by children right now. Your front is really not doing great. I think that's an understatement. I think that is a major, major understatement. Okay, we've lost our front line completely, and I don't have enough fighters to do a bombing run. We need another con.
You are overflowing metal.
Is this how low-level lobbies always are? Oh my goodness. Look at this, more raids. Insane. Like, I can't imagine playing in a low-level lobby like this a lot. Like, this has got to be just a terrible experience for everyone involved. I'm just confused how it's so lopsided. Why is the whole entire team only pushing one way? Like, what happened to our team? Why is this so lopsided?
A friendly commander has fallen.
There's no way I have enough. I only have another 30 fighters. I'm not gonna be able to push them.
T2 unit detected.
Yeah, their fighter wall is still too intense.
You are overflowing metal.
What a disaster. What an absolute disaster. Yeah, I can't get through their fighter wall. I think it's because they're only building fighters. So I'm not really sure what to do here. I think dragons are legitimately going to be the only way we win this. Get out of here, boys. You're done for. Actually, first let's get a con out. Oh, they resigned it. Well, there we go. This guy had 0 fighters this whole time. I could have bombed him. I just needed to scout a little bit more. The crazy thing is, like, I kept losing all my fighters, so I assumed he was just spamming fighters a little bit. Anyway, that was pretty terrible. Fight night in 15 minutes. Yes, I believe that is correct. Yep, 15 minutes and it will begin. I do want to give Nebuchadnezzar a call, see if he is alive and ready. I would assume he's pretty close to ready. No guarantee he'll pick up. He might be busy doing something. I don't know if I want to play that lobby ever again. That was so ugly. You know, whatever. I'll just do frontline if I end up doing it again. Yeah, it looks like Naboo is not up or like not answering yet. I don't know what he's up to. So I will check, I guess. Is anyone casting games or all playing? I'm gonna be casting. I don't have the ability to play this time because I have works at like I have work in like 3 hours that I gotta go do, so I have to leave, and I would be leaving before the fight night's done. So yeah. So we got maps up. Let's take a look at maps here. Give me a second. Okay, here's the list of maps they're wanting to do. We got Silent Sea, Heartbreak, Crystallized Plain. This one's been in there for a while. Our Onyx Cauldron, my favorite map ever. And then we got Theta Crystal. Theta Crystal is a pretty interesting one. So looks like good maps on the docket for tonight. Or this morning. It all depends on where you are in the world, right? So yeah, we'll try to make this game fast. If this game ends up being super long, I'm just gonna end up leaving. I'm gonna do a lot of early pawn rushes with this, I believe. I think that'll work really well. Yeah, this will be a good plan. The all-in aggressive is really good for these low-level lobbies. Just because everyone leaks like all the time. So if you can just find a hole and run it down mid, then you're just gonna end up crushing. Pretty ridiculous. I'll probably build like 2 pawns right off the bat. Oh man, wind is trolling us right now. No. Bro, you gotta be kidding me. Not the intended goal here. I'm trolling myself right now. Good grief. Look at this. 0.3 wind speed. That's insane. Yikes, wind is just giving us unlimited negative value this time.
Aircraft spotted.
This guy's stealing my mexes and I'm not very happy about it.
An allied commander has self-destructed.
I think we're doing all right here. Chilling. There we go. One calm down.
An allied commander
Slow
has
walk it in,
self-destructed.
boys. Slow walk it in. Oh, these guys are trolling me right now. Okay, I need a slightly less aggressive play here. Should be a little bit better.
Unit received.
Of course, now that I'm against them, they have a decent front line. Like, of course, they were dying completely and getting absolutely shredded when I was, you know, on the other team. But now they have a decent front line. Like, come on. How does that work?
You are overflowing metal.
They have so many turrets. Nothing I can do.
Low
Of course,
power.
now we're low on power. Come on now. Oh, thank you for donating to the free subs, UCAT. Appreciate that.
T2 unit detected.
Get us the juicy power, boys. Shut your biscuits up. I don't care about what you say. Oh man, the money's flowing now. The money is flowing now. Oh man. Oh boy. He's not 1v2, don't listen to him. He's lying. He's just trying to sound good when he's not. Are you sure about one fusion into Aphis kind of slow? That depends on how much money you have. And guess what? I got loads. I'm a loaded man. We're gonna be farming all this all this one Chev delicious money. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to go up against that. That's ridiculous. Heavy defenses here.
Enemy commander died.
You got a million BP too? Not a million. I do have some decent amounts of BP, yes.
The friendly commander has fallen.
Oh boy, it looks like we're being hurt here. Nice. There's not enough here to do much. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need some more BP, I think. Look at this giant pile of T1, like what's going on? You might want to graduate from noob lobbies to advanced. I know, but I wanted to see what I could do here, you know? I had to test. And after some testing, I found out that noob lobbies are trash still. They're very trash. They're not just a little trash, they're very trash. They're a bad time. Oh, they got T3, huh? That's not cool. Look at this guy, he's so salty I have an Aphis. Unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen someone so salty for an Aphis to be built in their life. Most of the time people should be happy. What is shooting at me? That must be T3. That's gotta be T3. Yeah, that's the stinking, what's its face? The giant blob. I don't even remember what it's called. It's a persecutor? No, isn't it the what's that T3 unit? Not a persecutor, I don't think. Why am I forgetting the name of this thing? I don't even know. Yeah, what is that? The Vanguard. That's what I was thinking of the whole time. I was like, what is that called? Vanguard. This guy is whining like a little baby. My goodness. I thought this was gonna be a fast game, but it looks like it's not. I need to end it so that we can go watch the games fight night. I would also be mad since you guys didn't want to win. Yeah, like, I don't know. We could have won a long time ago. Like, if everyone pushed in like they said they wanted to, but then people didn't end up doing what they said they wanted to do. So, you know, GG boys. Time for Thors, I guess. And I went Slinger Apis instead of winning. Yeah, I was trolling a little bit, but that's okay. That's part of what I do. I do troll a little bit just to see, like, can this work? And oftentimes I already know it's not going to work. My main goal was to be able to, you know, like, push and win with the slingers because slingers have a decent value early, but then I ended up just not being able to perform the way I was hoping. So, you know, GG boys. Okay, I'm gonna store up all of my forces and we're gonna push that way. These are 9,000 apiece. Yeah, that should be easy wins. Oh, hold up.
Transport detected.
They are pushing us with hounds. Nice. Should I push with 4 Thors or 3 Thors? Kind of thinking 4 is a good number. Not without spam. Look at spam. I'll follow their spam. Actually, I think I will push in here. Oh, stink. They had a commander right there. That's not good. Actually, no, if I'm gonna spam something, it looks like I'm spamming crossbows. Ah. The bum. What do you mean rip? I'm getting it right back. Watch. You just wait. You guys are such pessimists. You don't believe the way you should. Lazy. What do you mean lazy? What are you talking about, lazy?
You are overflowing metal.
I am stubborn? Yes, I am. That's why I am where I am today, is because of how stubborn I am. I'm willing to do the craziest things due to being stubborn. It's a dangerous issue. I have spam. Look, I have spam. They're crossbows, okay? Too lazy to protect my Thors. Maybe it is. Maybe it is laziness. Who knows? Who really indeed knows? Who can know the way of a man? I'm not too lazy to spam. I'm spamming like you asked me to do. That's not lazy. That's doing what you asked. I don't know what you expect from me. That was worth it right there. Beautiful. I'm running low on metal again. There's so many towers there. So many towers. Oh man, the money is flowing now. Let's go. Here it is, boys. Kaboom! Kaboom! 1 down. 7 to go. Someone else got my explosion. There we go. GG's, boys. GG's. Surrendered. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, let's get out of here. We're leaving. We need to go find some bar fight stuff. And we need to get on a call with Naboo. But Naboo was not answering my call originally. So. Let's take a look at the challenge page as well. And we will see. Oh. Hey, what's up? How's it going so far?
Oh, wait, give me a second. Where the fuck is this setting, man?
That good, huh?
There we go. Okay. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. It's going good. My first matchup was against Lost Dead Man.
Ooh.
And he gun shipped me. Oh, I forgot to hit the tournament start button. Oops.
Way to go. Really? Come on. There we go. Alrighty. So we got, looks like, how many people showed up? 8?
15, I think.
15? Okay,
it was
not
15, bad. Yeah. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, pretty good.
Mostly high-level players again, looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's all the little people? What happened to all the little people? Well, you know, it is what it is, I guess. So, what was the first map?
Theta Crystals.
Theta Crystal?
Theta Crystals.
I need to pull up some software really quick.
Yeah, that was,
Game started.
Okay. Fight night time. Let's see.
I was having issues with my controller settings last time. Looks
Fight
like
night lobby 1. You're not playing in this one?
No. Yeah, I'm
You were
still
scared?
having issues. No, it's that wasn't sure how long it was gonna last, and I need to make sure
Yeah.
that I get to work on time.
Mitvit. Oh wait, isn't
Why isn't this working?
is Mitvit in the tournament? Is this a tournament round?
Not overhead. Not spring. Should be free camera. Something's changed with my camera though. I used to be able to do like controller stuff, and right now I can't at all. It's weird.
Weird.
Oh, there, now it's working. There we go. Okay, we got it. Sweet. Now
Okay,
wait.
Mitvit is very far behind in this round.
Mitvit. Oh yeah, see, he's got a lot of solar panels. I honestly never viewed Theta as a solar map. Yeah, he's losing the hill. Not good. Those Centurions now are pretty strong after the update. I'm not gonna lie. I'm digging Centurion plays. I think
You
they're...
think that they make that much of a difference?
Yes,
I really,
yes.
yeah.
After using them, I definitely think that a lot of people just don't use them, and that's why people are downplaying the seriousness of the change. But it is definitely something to be noted. Yeah, he's calling GG already. Wow. I mean, you're going up against Patak.
Yeah.
How could you win?
That was great. Fight Night roommate Nutty Wombat. Are they still playing?
Game started.
Oh, wait. Lord Vidor and X Factor just started?
If they started late, that's all right.
Nice.
Dude, Theta. Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay. Nutty dominated that game.
X Factor Live, he's really good.
Okay, I think. Yeah, I think that's all the games that I see at least. Let's look at the bracket. Nutty Wombat beat Come Get Some. Wait, where's the X Factor Live?
I'm in it right now.
Oh, I see. They didn't have Fight Night in the name.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go, and I'll be watching. I'll be keeping an eye
Alright.
on things.
See ya.
Alright, peace. Alrighty, so we are opening with a bunch of windmills, which is what I would expect, seeming how the energy is around the same as you would see on All That Glitters. And we know All That Glitters is a okay wind map, not the best, but you can work with it. We got some ticks coming out from X Factor Live, and they're just gonna be doing their little bit of scouting here, probably trying to get some harassment. It looks like Lord Vidor might be a little bit behind on energy compared to X Factor. At this point, we can see up in the top right corner, X Factor has 130 income, 140 income, compared to only 120 income for energy, and that could end up slowing down the production. We got ticks as they're coming up. They are checking the expansion zone over here on this side, looking for some value, and I am pretty confident they will be getting some right about now. There we go. We got A little bit of harassment there. Ticks spreading across. And they're gonna end up shooting down this constructor very easily. Boom, one con down. And it looks like they also got the res bot over here. Nothing left but a pile of smoke. That's not gonna be the best start out for Lord Vidor. We're gonna go check out the economy once again over here. See what we got. Got an early radar, which is always good to see. Get a little bit of that extra vision just to make sure nothing is going too crazy. And we are going extremely greedy over here with 1, 2, 3, 4 constructor bots out, and also getting out a 5th. That is a lot of constructor bots. He is very confident that his ticks will be able to hold, and he's also building up a bunch of laser towers on the mexes to make sure that there's no easy run bys. That's always a valuable thing to do when you are doing 1v1s, is to have those laser towers defending your expansion, especially near areas that aren't going to have units nearby. So good to see that. We got a pile of ticks coming in over the hill for X Factor Live. Lord Vidor finally getting his expansions up, but I don't know if he's going to be able to overcome just even that little bit of advantage that X Factor already has gotten. We got ticks coming across, lining up on the fronts over here. We got grunts from Lord Vidor matching the lineup and doing a slow push, and it looks like the ticks are going to be trying to maneuver past the grunts. Oh, this is a lack of APM there, but they ended up only losing a couple, so it wasn't a big deal. We got res bots resing the lost units on the field earlier. That's always a good idea. 1v1's resing is a lot more valuable than in larger team games. And it looks like we had a little bit of aggression here from a grunt that just got shot down here, and that's going to lower the amount of expansion that X Factor is going to be doing, but he hasn't had anywhere close to the amount of harassment that he has been giving. We are starting to see some grunts coming across the field here. We got a group of 7 pushing up against just a couple ticks, and those ticks are definitely going to end up dying very rapidly up against these grunts here. These grunts are going to get almost infinite value from this if the ticks try to take the engagement. We got one grunt looking to hit the expansion here. He doesn't know whether or not there was anything built, but of course there was not, so nothing to snag on that side, unfortunately. Ooh, these ticks getting some value, really doing better than you would expect in a large swarm like that. And these grunts are going to be pushing through, trying to get past the light laser defenses here, and it looks like they will be able to do it. Hopefully be able to take down this light laser tower. Yep, easily taking that down, getting this construction bot and the mechs, and this is going to leave the expansion on this side completely open to being destroyed. So that's never a good thing to see as a player, where your entire economy gets leveled. We got some pawns coming in. I think these guys are just set on an auto push because they don't really appear to be being microed. They were just left to die there, which is expected. When you have a map of this size, the amount of APM that you have is limited, and you must use it carefully. So even though you might not get the best value out of some of your units, sometimes it's best just to leave them going in the direction you hope is the right way, and leaving it up a little bit to chance on that side of things. So we see there might be some energy issues for Red. He's built a lot of solar panels, and usually we see that when we're overflowing, but he's not overflowing on a metal by any stretch, but he is definitely struggling with energy income, and I think that's partially due to the fact that he went solar panels. Solar panels have a lot more metal required in order to get the same amount of value, whereas well, I guess both teams are going largely into solar panels on this map, which is honestly quite surprising. It could be due to the rigidity of the solar panel. It is not easy to shoot down. It has a bit more health. Let's check that out. It has a health pool of 100 or 340, whereas a windmill only has 190. And windmills can end up chain reacting much easier than solar panels do. So that is something to keep in mind, is building up your energy income. It will not chain react as easily with the solar panels. So that could be what they're going for here. I'm not entirely certain. Good aggression by X Factor here, taking a very favorable trade, and it looks like Lord Vidor decides to call it a day after that engagement. It was a lot of metal that he did spend, but it's a little bit disappointing to see the game ended after just a couple minutes. But good matchup. He did get harassed down quite a bit, so it's not too difficult to be expected. All right, let's see where we are. Here we got a win from Lost Dead Man. Nebuchadnezzar got a loss. We got Lord Vidor. He's going to end up with a loss. X Factor Live with the win. Salaman with the win against Leaf. We got Yoshi with the win against One Face Man. Patak wins against Johannes. And then we got Pro Randy winning against Dark Knight. And Nutty Wamba winning against Come Get Some, which we all know what that's from. That would be from StarCraft. Next round, we've got Leaf going versus Bab Dark Knight. Then we got Come Get Some versus Nebuchadnezzar. Salaman versus Pro Randy. That's going to be an interesting matchup. That's going to be a tough one for sure. Lost Dead Man versus Mountain King. Johannes versus Vidor. Patak versus X Factor Live. That's also a difficult match. And then Yoshi versus Nutty Wombat. Or Nutty Wombat. So, we'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting to see how these players react to these matches here. It's going to be a bit of a tough game, I'm sure. Next map is in. Let's pull that up for y'all. Next map is in. We have Onyx Cauldron. This is one of my favorite maps. It just has a lot of unique features to it with some lakes and rivers. I really like the aesthetic being a little bit darker. And of course it is designed as a 1v1. So it's very good to see this map in rotation still. And let's see if we can't find some games starting here pretty soon. We've got Patak versus X Factor. Looks like it's going to be starting relatively soon. Now, obviously, we saw on the last go of it how well X Factor got his economy going, and he went for a rather greedy build, so I'm going to be interested to see if he does the same thing this time. So I want to keep an eye on him. Definitely watch to see how he opens up. This map is a bit interesting because there's so much ground to cover. You definitely need some LLTs and lots of construction units in order to be able to maximize your gains. And you can definitely get a bit overwhelmed with the amount of expansion that's required. So we'll see how these players end up using their economies to their advantage here. Looks like the opening is going into 2 windmills from both Patak and X Factor live. X Factor did a little bit of movement first, and he's got his third. Actually, no, X Factor went into his third mechs before building his windmills. And we got a lot of wind on this map. You can see it's 21 wind right up here at the top. 21 wind speed right now, and it can go all the way up to 29. So energy shouldn't really be a big issue for these guys. We got X Factor doing the Armada faction as well, which he appears to enjoy. I've noticed he plays Armada quite a bit. Patak, on the other hand, going for, I would say, a little bit more of a safe bet in the Cortex faction. They seem to have slightly cheaper units, and the grunts are a little bit longer range, so you can use APM stalls to your advantage a little bit more with grunts. And we just have this grunt doing some basic meandering, defending the surrounding area so that he doesn't get attacked by any of X Factor's ticks, which we will see some ticks coming in relatively quickly. These ticks wandering through the grasses, looking for anything to strike with their tiny little laser beaks. And I'm guessing they will probably be doing only a scouting run to verify that the economy is not expanding too quickly. And that tick is down. Not a great map, honestly, for tick harassment, because ticks just, you know, it's too limited. There's not enough area to maneuver the ticks properly. There's only really one place you can enter in from, and that's this little center section. And from there, it's going to be a bit tough to maneuver around. So we've got one con coming out with a couple pawns. This is a much safer build than what we saw previously from X Factor. And he's got one constructor working on a massive windmills, and we got another constructor working on a massive expansion here. We've got 2 mexes and 1 laser turret with a single radar tower coming up, and then we also have on this side a single laser turret and a single mex. And I'm assuming if he has the chance, he will also continue that similar mode of expansion throughout the map. We got some fighting here, and this is where the grunts are going to start getting a bit of value, a bit more value than the pawns even. We have 1 pawn down, and the grunts are just able to continue to pull down. Actually, it looks like so far 1 pawn, 1 grunt down. The grunts do have to be very, very careful to take full advantage of their range, though, weaving in and out of combat. Looks like we got 1 Resbot being chased down. We might end up seeing a Resbot go down here, but maybe not. 1 metal extractor was destroyed. That will definitely be worth it. Metal extractors, every second that you could keep them from being on is a second that is going to be beneficial for your team. Got a couple grunts here piled up. Not the best value for these grunts, getting a little bit too close together. They need to stay spread so that those pawns miss some of those shots. And we've got 3 more grunts on this side. Now, Patak has to be pretty careful here, because if he ends up pushing and depositing too much metal on X Factor's front lines, X Factor could end up getting the advantage he needs to be able to push in and get the winning kill. Now we see here we're struggling to take down this con. We did get the con. That was a good deal, because that constructor now has to be rezzed in order to be used again. The one issue is X Factor has a lot of bodies. We can see here, how many bodies is this? We've got a total of 100, 200, 300, 400, around 500 metal left on his side after this fight. And that can be really, really dangerous for Patak if he deposits too much more metal. That can give X Factor, you know, up to 1,000, you know, 3,000 over time. 3,000 more metal income than Patak himself. So you got to be very careful on where you take your engagements. And we can see, because because of these engagements, I don't know if Patak's going to be able to produce enough units to handle this many pawns. There's probably some 20 pawns on the field now. Patak is going for some sneaky plays here, trying to run his grunts through the backside, looking to get into the mechs production area and take those out, but the pawns are right behind them. It doesn't take long to shut down a metal extractor, but the question is, will it be enough? We got one metal extractor down, both metal extractors down. That was a decent enough value, keeping X Factor on his toes. And there's a little bit of aggression here. What do we get? We just got one grunt, not too serious. Now, grunts actually have a higher DPS than the pawns. But it's only at the very closest range. So a pawn, if they stay a little bit out of the grunt's range, will have higher DPS. But if the grunt pushes up onto the pawn and gets right on top of the pawn, the grunt will have a higher DPS than a pawn. And that is due to the laser damage weapon fall off. So as you have lasers shooting, they have a little bit further range often than plasma weapons, but they have a little bit of a weapon fall off that goes along with that extra range. So you have to be sure to use your laser weapons carefully, and if you want maximum damage, push your enemy right up as close as you can. Look at that. We got another constructor down for X Factor. That is not a great play. Let's check out the economies here. Right now we got up in the top right corner Patak at 220, 22 metal income per second. That's not bad. And X Factor just right behind him. And the energy incomes for Patak is slightly ahead. So that is good to see. I am noticing that X Factor is building his windmills very, very safely apart so that they cannot chain react in any way. They're quite separated, and that could be slowing down his production slightly. It does look like he is going to be transitioning into air here, which isn't unheard of in higher level games, but he has to be very careful because if he starts to run out of units, he's not going to be able to get out his air attack that he's hoping for. He might end up having to transition back. So we just have mass expansion being planned here with some build power throughout the entire area and several energy converters. Energy converters on this map are going to be insane due to the amount of wind that is available. You can just convert at such good values. Even with just playing at T1 energy converters. We got some aggression coming in on this exploiter here, shutting it down, and we got a couple grunts trying to get positioned to handle this aggression. We're probably gonna end up losing these constructors here, and it looks like that is the case, and this expansion has been completely shut down. It'd be good to see some res bots following up that aggression, and maybe as Armada taking that exploiter for ourselves. That would definitely be a big deal. And we've got issues on both sides of the map. X Factor planning 2 different raids at once here and really getting value from both of them, and that's gonna really hurt for Patak. We can see that X Factor's income is at 32 metal per second, whereas Patak has dropped down to 22. A lot of that actual income that he has is from his conversion, I believe. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that is not the case. I don't know how he hasn't dropped that much. Is he rezzing somewhere? Not really sure. Anyway, he's maintained his production. It looks like both parties transitioning into air, and there are some aggressions from gunships here. Never a good thing to see. We got a couple fighters out here, but are they going to be here quick enough to actually create some problems for X Factor, who got a decent economy hit with just a couple gunships? So that was very good to see. we're still having plenty of issues on the front line, and I think X Factor is getting ready to outscale rapidly. He is rezzing here with a group of res bots, and these guys are going to achieve massive value over time. Res bots are the key to victory in Beyond All Reason 1v1s. Just basically creating a little factory that is mobile on the front line here. So we got decent value. I'm really curious to see what X Factor is going to be planning with his next run of air, and it looks like he's still going for gunships. Let's check and see how many he has. Right now he's got a total of 4 gunships built, and he is working to get a total of 8. So it will be interesting to see if they get their value back. Obviously that economy hit was huge. We can check the economies now. X Factor at a total of 40 income, 30 income, trying to find a resting place after all of the rezzing and reclaiming that's been happening. We're probably resting around 38, 39 income in metal, and then the energy income is just insane, 1,100. But the one thing X Factor has to be careful of here is it looks like Patak is going for an all-in play, trying to do damage, and he knows after that it's just over. He's going to be outscaled. So congratulations to X Factor Live for his win. Excellent play and a decently long match for a 1v1 with this high of ranking. All right, let's see if we can't find some more games here. Come Get Some versus Nebuchadnezzar.
Game started.
Okay, where are we at? We got a decent amount of defenses up here at the front, which is always good to see. Maybe a little bit excessive. That's a lot of turrets there, so we got some decent aggression. We've got grunts on both sides. Looks like both teams are Cortex. Come Get Some at 29 OS. Nebuchadnezzar at 25 OS. So this isn't too far off of a fair fight. Maybe a little bit less fair, but not too bad. Right now we're at 25 metal income for Come Get Some, and we are at 23 metal income for Nebuchadnezzar. For those who don't know, Nebuchadnezzar is a player who has designed these tournaments with some help from those around him. And so we want to do a big shout out to Nebuchadnezzar for sponsoring these tournaments. And by sponsoring, we mean sponsoring his time and sponsoring his brain power to get them underway. Looks like we're going to be scouting out the area on this side of the map. Obviously, reclaim is always a big deal. I would definitely like to see some res bots being pumped out for this reclaim instead of just eating them up with the construction unit. But in emergency, sometimes you have to use what you have at hand. And it looks like the grunts are pushing in here, hoping to get some value, and it looks like they will be getting plenty of it, going all the way for the exploiter. Grunts have to be very, very careful. Exploiters have lots of health, but they end up taking it down no problem. That is great to see. Hopefully we end up seeing this constructor. Yep, he's planning his expansion. Planning his expansion all the way to that exploiter there, and he is holding well. Let's check out the canyon to see what's going on in this valley here. Looks like most of the expansion is currently happening from Nebuchadnezzar's side, as Come Get Some may be struggling to see where he can break free and do some real damage. He's just playing a bit more defensively. We got an exploiter here, which ended up getting crushed to rubble, which obviously is another loss for blue, as red is beginning to gain the income in metal per second here. Both teams are overflowing energy, which is a little bit wasteful, I would say. It'd be definitely much better to try to maximize your energy conversion. We have 6 energy converters from Nebuchadnezzar, and we have 7 energy converters from Come Get Some. So I'm curious. We should probably get a few more from Nebuchadnezzar. He's holding okay. I'm just concerned he's getting a bit of a loss in metal due to a lack of energy. So hopefully we'll see some expansion on that side eventually. We got armies still massing, thugs being produced. Thugs are decent units for sure, but you have to make sure that they do not get swarmed early. They basically grow in power as you build up stronger and stronger forces with them. You need more than one to get the optimal value from them. They do have better range, and that's where you're going to see the value come from, is that extra range. Both players just kind of taking a chill on the front lines, just building up their forces, planning to outscale each other through eco. It is interesting to see that we don't have any push towards this metal on this side. Oh, it looks like we have a transition to air here that I did not notice. We got air coming out and a bombing run in play right now. We will see how this ends up turning out. They're going the long way around to make sure there is no issues with fighters or anti-air. And this bombing run is looking like it's going to be quite successful here. The first bomber coming in and hitting some windmills. Barely. Looks like they're doing a wide carpet bomb. Not getting quite as much value as we would like to see. Only hitting a couple energy converters and a couple windmills. Not the value we were looking for here. This is definitely a missed opportunity with these bombers, and I would say that could end up being game for the blue team. We can see red's economy is starting to outscale, blue catching up slightly. We'll see if they can end up maintaining that advantage. It looks like red might have been looking for some cheeky plays here. I don't know what was going on. They were exploring the edge of the map there. Not really able to get the value or get into proper positioning on that side. We've got large groups of grunts here. Massive groups of grunts forming up with also a decent line of thugs. But both teams are just kind of biding their time, waiting to see who strikes first. And we have a T2 transition here, which is a very bold concept. I don't know if that would be the wisest decision. We can also see quite a few Shuris coming out, which is probably a little bit better than going T2. We got 6 Shuris. Now, one thing with grunts is grunts are decently good at knocking out Shuris, so that's something to be mindful of. You want to be very careful not to lose all of your Shuris from just a handful of grunts, because those laser weapons are able to target air decently well, and we're going to see here some of his units end up getting slightly damaged from the laser fire. But they're still getting value. That was good value to find on the front line with those shuriken. We're starting to get a little bit more expansion out here, going crazy with the turrets, and we're moving up with our thugs right on top of the laser tower here. But it looks like blue might end up pushing in. And honestly, I think the thugs might have a losing battle against this engagement here, depending on how it goes. As the grunts spread out, if they ended up pushing in, it would be much better for the thugs, or for the grunts here. But yeah, it looks like the Shuris mixing in there was a great plan, but unfortunately they're getting shut down by all of the anti-air towers that have been built. Nebuchadnezzar looking for maximum value with all of these turrets. That was a huge metal deposit. Honestly, that could end up being the game. I would like to see some res bots marching towards the front to get some of that resurrection. Hopefully that is in the plans. We can see plenty of these units have been resurrected. Multiple halos on these guys. And I would like to see this constructor maybe doing some reclaim here. Something of that nature. We even have a Geo up, which is insane. Geo getting even more value. They're pushing on the exploiter, but I don't think they're doing it in the best way. He's probably going to be able to hold it. A little bit of raiding coming through, getting some of these bots, or some of these turrets here. A scouting plane pushing in to find a massive anti-air wall. Hopefully he was not planning on doing anything on that side. There's so many turrets on this map. I am just flabbergasted. How many turrets are here? We have, what is that, 21 turrets, light laser turrets across the map. And then we have 11 dual laser turrets across the map as well. That's a heap of turrets. So I'm very surprising to see that many on the floor here. Probably would have been better to invest some of that metal into other things, but we're starting to see T2 economy coming alive here on blue side, and that will be a massive advantage to him. He's already got 3 metal extractors out that are fully advanced, and he is working on his a 4th one now. That is something really not good. We can see we have a bit of a slower position here, a slower T2 transition here, and that's definitely gonna hurt Nebuchadnezzar. The only way he is going to be able to win this is if he pushes now. Nebuchadnezzar is on a ticking time bomb to the economy going full bore. Oh, it looks like we have a lag out here. What is going on? Oh, they paused the game. Okay, so that's interesting. They had a lag on come get some side, and then Nebuchadnezzar ended up getting some free kills here. But obviously not intentional. Just waiting for come get some's lag to settle down a bit. Look at all those windmills. That is a massive amount of windmills. Yeah, Blue's economy is really unmatched at this point. It's surprising though that Red has still 50 metal income, matching Blue's economy. And he does not have any T2 yet. So when he does get T2, he's going to well outscale Blue. Assuming he can get it up quick enough. Blue is just struggling with map control so much. Unfortunately, it looks like the game froze for Come Get Some, and he ended up having to disconnect. Hopefully we will see him reconnecting soon so we can continue this battle. It is curious to see these scouts. I'm not sure if they are moving in a certain direction. Let's check. No, they're just kind of chilling, AFK, waiting for opportunity to make themselves known. I think Come Get Some has largely decided against an airplay here, just due to the fact that Nebuchadnezzar has set up so much anti-air, so many turrets across the map. I don't think Come Get Some's going to continue in that endeavor. It will be interesting to see, because we did see some some air coming out from Nebuchadnezzar here, looking to do Shuris, and I don't know how many. He has 6 already built, and he has a good 14 queued with also 20 bombers planned as well. So that's a bombing run he's planning, and it's interesting to see that blue has not really that much anti-air, if any at all. Let's see. Can we spot any anti-air? I don't think he has any. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that's anti-air. Up 2, 3 anti-air bots, maybe a couple more. But it's not going to be anything near strong enough to defend against that push that Nebuchadnezzar has planned with his air units. So it'll be interesting if he can pull it off. The one problem is everything's so spread out, so the bombing run won't be super valuable. I mean, obviously you'll get some windmill kills, you'll get some energy converter kills, I'm sure, maybe a couple constructor turret kills, but that's about it. It all really just depends on how long the planes are allowed to stay alive. Hopefully this isn't like a botched game. Oh, it looks like he's back. Come Get Some is back, ready to fight. Yeah, I got that cinematic camera, exactly. We were having a little bit of trouble with it earlier, but we got it working. So that, and what's awesome about that is it means you can push in and watch the up-close thug fights. Oh, and this is where we see T2 has already been started, and this is going to be really bad value for Nebuchadnezzar here. His thugs running back, but the flames are just going to engulf everything. And this is where we might see him starting to sweat a little bit. I saw Brightworks use it like once or twice, then stop due to viewer complaints. I think it's cool. Why would viewers complain about it? I don't see what's wrong with it. I think it's awesome. So we see some Fiends getting plenty of value here. Not great on Nebuchadnezzar's side, because now Nebuchadnezzar knows that Come Get Some has had his T2 up for a while, and Nebuchadnezzar cannot say so much. He just finished his T2 lab a little bit ago. Looks like we are going to be pushing in with some thugs here, hoping to that all of the Fiends have been caught out of guard, but it looks like the Fiends were well ready for this attack, and all of the T1 units of Nebuchadnezzar have been destroyed. There appears to be nothing left of his army, and that could be a massive problem if he does not address this quickly. We're seeing some resurrection on the front here, getting some thugs up. Those would definitely be the ones I would go for resurrecting. As far as the grunts on the ground, I definitely would not be resurrecting these. They just have lost their value now at this point in the game. I would definitely use that metal to your utmost advantage. When we see some Fiends pushing into quite a pile of defenses, and maybe deciding it's not the best idea to continue on here. But there's only so much that a couple turrets can do, and Nebuchadnezzar can't rely completely on those turrets for value. We are starting to see Fiends coming out from Nebuchadnezzar as well, which is great to see, and we also have a T2 energy converter, obviously overflowing a decent amount of energy if we're going for one of those. We also have a bomber being produced. We got a couple bombers so far, and I don't think Come Get Some has any real anti-air still. That's something he's going to want to be very cautious of. He's basically stopped production of air almost completely. Yeah, all he has planned is just scouts. He's just using his air lab for scouting. Lots and lots of Fiends. A massive army is forming on blue side here, and There are a couple stragglers that Nebuchadnezzar ended up finding and mopping up, sending his couple fiends out there to kill these guys and hopefully get back in time for dinner. We do have a lot of not enough fiends though. This could be game right here, honestly. I would not be surprised if we find this turns into a GG type of game. He tries to get the explosions off. Maybe a little bit of miss micro here, but it's not too bad. That is one thing about the fiends, is they have absolutely no anti-air. So these bombers are going to get some value. But the question is that the best task for the bombers? As they push in, it looks like there are some fighters coming in as well, but getting largely shut down from all of the anti-air that Nebuchadnezzar has across the map. Some of the fiends are starting to get out of hand and moving about, but mostly they're being held. Obviously, they're right at Nebuchadnezzar's doorstep here, and he's likely sweating. We didn't get any good bombing runs out, which is a big deal. A lot of those bombers just ran to their death, unfortunately. We got one windmill being killed here, and maybe a little bit of APM stall as more and more fiends are pushing onto Nebuchadnezzar's base. Lots of anti-air bots getting shut down, this whole island falling. This is just a really bad deal for Nebuchadnezzar. This could spread very rapidly and cause massive amounts of damage. A couple bits of expansion have been shut down. Let's check out the economies now. We have up in the top right corner 73 metal per second versus 90 to 100 metal per second. Lots of that is from the reclaim. So Nebuchadnezzar does have a bit of a metal advantage right now. The question is, will he be able to hold control of it? We've got one fiend escaping, not a good deal here. A little bit of APM stall for sure. And that fiend is going to do quite a significant amount of windmill damage. Good to see. We have some pushes coming in on this side near the geothermal plant, but there are just so many turret defenses. It was never going to work out well for Come Get Some. We got a couple fighters being produced still, and a decent amount of grunts in the field along with the fiends. Fiends really getting a decent value, but are they going to be able to push past all of these defenses? That is the question. Nebuchadnezzar has invested massive amounts of resources into his defenses, so it will be interesting to see how long it takes for blue to break through them. Good kills here, getting decent value. Some of these fighters pushing in, trying to shoot down these bombers. Still just so much anti-air from Nebuchadnezzar here. I'm really just looking for something that will end this game. Some token that the game is almost over. We got more fiends pushing in, just slowly chipping away at defenses. But fiends are not the best at really cutting through defenses. They just don't have the health pool required to really break through, even though they do have a decent amount of damage. So it just might not be enough to hold it. Wow, look at that. Fiends holding the front. Man, I'm looking for some kind of transition though. We got some bomber runs making it through here, doing a little bit of damage. I'm looking for some kind of transition though, because what they are doing currently is not working. It looks like we might have a T2 constructor lab out now, which is, or air lab out now, which is really insane to think. that we are at the point where we have reached T2 air in a 1v1. The lines still largely under the control of Nebuchadnezzar, and there's a lot of metal on the field. We should see Nebuchadnezzar getting a decent amount of res bots out here to start sucking up this metal. He's at a total of 89 metal income. We got metal on the front by his base. We got metal on the front where this recent push was over in the valley, and we've also got metal on the island next to the geothermal plant, and really nothing being absorbed yet, which is a bit of a shame. I would like to definitely see some of that metal being used, and Nebuchadnezzar could definitely use it, as both people are starving for metal right now. We got a dragon coming up. This is probably the play to end all plays. Dragons, we recently did a video on them on the YouTube channel, and they are just intensely strong units, especially while backed by fighters. So we will see if this is the winning play for Come Get Some. He's got the economy to produce it. We just got to see if he has the fighters to defend it. We got some fiends pushing in on this side. Coming over the hilltop, trying to do a raid here. Getting some value. And our first dragon is up, and it looks like they are not going to be going for a push with it. They're just going to be waiting a minute. Oh, maybe they are pushing with it, as it looks like fiends are pressing towards the base here on both sides. Come Get Some going to be in trouble here. Fiends surrounding his commander. It was a good idea to have that the dragon, but sending it out so early was a bad decision in my opinion. Letting his entire base fall to just a couple fiends was really a risky play on his part. And now we have this dragon coming in, doing plenty of damage, but just one dragon alone is still going to be tough to hold that fight. And he really has no idea where Nebuchadnezzar is. Two massive attacks going on opposite sides of the map. These fiends are going to be just spreading through the entire base and destroying it all. Whereas on this side, we have a dragon pushing through, looking for the commander. And the nice thing about it is it has a slight anti-air on the top of the plane itself. And so it's able to take out some fighters, but still dying. I think that's where it is going to be GG for Come Get Some, who inevitably ends up surrendering. So it was a longer match and a good match. Honestly, if the dragon had chosen to defend against the fiends, I think we would have seen a much different outcome there. Anyway, guys, honestly, I am feeling really exhausted right now. I do not know if I can continue to cast. I'm just not focused enough, and my brain's kind of just exhausted. So I'm gonna have to end it here. I apparently didn't sleep as good as I would have hoped yesterday, or maybe I'm getting sick or something. So sorry about that, guys. I really would have liked to continue casting these games, but I just cannot do it properly. So I'm going to be taking a bit of a rest, but we are going to be raiding someone. Thank you all for watching and hanging out with me as long as you have. And I know this is a bit disappointing, obviously, for you all, but it is what it is, and I cannot force myself to do better, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and raid Nebuchadnezzar, and we will see you guys on the next one, probably on a Monday. Thank you all, and thank you all to YouTube for watching as well. Appreciate that. You guys are definitely a core part of the group, and I really want to thank you all for hanging out with me the times that you do, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Salamancan.